Hey, what's up, everybody out there in internet land? You are watching the Shake Up Guys, and it's your boy Brad coming all the way at you. Always here by my side over here on the right of the screen. We got the rated R superstar and the world's greatest misogynist, Mr. JL, in the building.
Ain't that it?
Yeah, and joining us in studio for more punishment.
The hate is already.
Miss Cake herself, Miss Key in the building. What's going on?
Hello.
What's happening? Tonight we're just gonna we're gonna do this sponsorship thing, and tonight featuring Hippie Unicorn. If you saw the last episode, you know Hippie Unicorn is what's up for all your CBD wellness relaxation needs. Get in touch with Miss Crystal at Hippie Unicorn. That is Hippie Unicorn at Gmail, hippieunicorn81@gmail.com. So check that out. She's got a lot of great products, and if you have something as far as like, you know, you want to get something special for your lady or even for yourself, man, she's doing Valentine's Day stuff. So, you know, get in now while you still can. You know, if you subscribe to that holiday. I do. I think it's about love, but I just don't get into the whole buying stuff. You know, I love people too all year long, so that's what that's about. Anywho, with all that being said, moving right along, today's topic, as you can see in the title, we don't pull punches over here. It's the 10 Simp Commandments. Now, some people might read that and think, are they teaching people how to be a simp? No. We're trying to tell you how not to fall for the trap. And I'm pretty sure Key is going to have a lot to say about that. So, with that being said, what's going on, everybody?
First of all, man, that Valentine's Day is some sucker shit created by suckers.
Is that part of the simp?
To fleece suckers out of more money. But now that you mention it, yes, it is. So, but now we can go into... I'm sorry, Key, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I can't complain.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, we usually do the show a little bit later, but we got shit to do, so we gotta move this along, you know. get into it, man. What's going on in y'all world right now? Anything interesting?
Whole lot of nothing, man. But I do got something that I got to put this out there. I've said time and time again that I don't like female comedians. That I don't find them funny. I think it's really just a collection of dick and pussy jokes whenever they stand up to perform. But I respect the courage to get up there and do it. However, I put my misogyny on hold, and I watched Shut Up. I watched the Tiffany Haddish special, They Ready, where she's hosting like 6 different comedians, all different backgrounds. One was transgender, one was a white woman, one was Hispanic, one was a lesbian. They all got up there and performed. They all did 28-minute sets. So it's about a 2-hour show, roughly about 2 hours. I laughed maybe 3 times in this 2-hour show. It was absolute garbage. Nobody was funny, and I was right. It was just literally a collection of 2 hours of dick and pussy jokes. That's it. So
I think I've seen that.
That reinforced my misogyny and told me I'm right.
I don't remember nothing in it stands out to me.
Not a goddamn joke. Not one.
Nothing. Did you see it?
I've seen a little bit of it, but I'm really not into like stand-up comedy, really.
How you not into stand-up? You don't laugh? You're not a happy person?
I'm a happy person, but most of the time it's not funny, or there's like only one person that's funny and the rest is just like trash. So, yeah.
I saw it a while ago. See, I see a lot of this stuff when it comes out, and I just forget about it. It's kind of.
It wasn't worth remembering.
Well, I tell you what was worth remembering though. While we on the subject of what we watched, I posted on Facebook. I was wondering about this dude. Like, does anybody think the guy Joe from
I love you? Yes, not you, but
it's just misunderstood.
Yes.
Or are we all on the same page where we say this motherfucker is crazy?
Crazy.
I love it.
I bet you
Women
do love
always.
it.
This was.
No, I don't love like what he does. I think it's a really
of it.
no. He's crazy as hell, but it's a good show. But I'm like, Have you seen season 2 yet?
I watched them all.
No,
Yeah.
I'm on 3
then
episodes into season 1.
How
Oh,
can you
man.
not binge? Like
Yeah, you gotta binge that shit. That shit is nuts.
Yes.
Because I started watching, I was like,
But
this
it's-
dude is in love to the point where he watched her have sex with somebody else, watched them break the bed, and then the next day helped her pick out a new bed and put it up. You are the biggest cuck on. It goes
Dude,
against
he's
everything I believe in.
extreme
It's just-
simpage.
yeah.
It goes against everything I believe in. Fuck this dude.
But
I
he
think
pretty
it-
much says fuck him. Like, man,
he's
I like
extreme
it.
simpage. Like, no, like, he is the ultimate. He's the greatest simp of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If there was like a Hall of Fame for bitch ass motherfuckers, he'd be the Tom Brady of simps.
Yeah.
he is.
But his
shit.
intentions, they be good.
Okay,
Okay, hold on.
One woman tried to convince me that it was romantic.
I'm glad there was a woman here when we had this conversation, because what fucking good intentions? Are you trying to make it seem like this dude?
I'm trying to justify his
You trying to
craziness.
justify? Not this is beyond crazy. Like, I thought it was crazy when he was standing outside,
Watching her.
well,
And masturbating.
beating his meat. Like, that
Just
was one thing.
Playing Wreck-It Ralph with
Yeah,
himself.
he was
man.
over there tearing his meat up. And you know what I'm saying? On the street. I can see if he was at the crib on his laptop, you know what I'm saying, getting sticky, but he was in the streets.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't seen season 2 yet.
I know,
you
that's why I don't want to say anything
I'm
about
not gonna
it.
give spoilers.
Yeah.
But this shit is out of control.
Man, but season 2 is good. I can't wait for season 3.
But I just wonder, like, how many times, not how many times has that happened. I'm sure it's happened, but
You yank it in the middle of the street?
no, I want to know, like, how many people actually will justify his craziness as, like, love.
That's not love.
You don't think so? Because it's a fine line. Like, I'm
Exactly.
sure he's already over that line, but it's a fine line between, like, love and insanity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he
has breached insanity.
loves people too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, too much to the point where he's doing fuck shit.
But then, like, season 2 kind of ties in where he,
Yeah,
like,
I
did
get
that. I guess that's why I'm
Don't
just
give
like,
it away.
that
I know,
I get,
know.
that much I get, but it's not. It's still.
Yeah.
I knew when I was watching it, there was gonna be some people who tried to justify that shit. Like, dude's just a nut job.
One girl I work with tried to convince me literally that it was romantic what he was doing, and that
I can see how
In
somebody
fact-
could try to spin it that way.
I'm like,
but
bitch,
it's
he's
not.
killing it.
No,
He
that's
beat-
mental health.
Facts.
And you ain't even got through halfway through the first season.
No.
I
You-
know.
That's the thing. Like, you've only seen a piece of the crazy. You got to see the whole thing and just be like, wow, like, this dude is off. This dude crazy as shit.
Yes.
But yeah, I just figured, like, I had watched it a while ago, but now that we have this topic today, I just felt like this was the right time to bring it up.
Yeah, because he fits that
He's
that model. Yeah.
Wow. See, I thought you had watched it already.
No. Like I said, I'm only in this episode 3 of
Yeah, you
season
should've
1.
kept
And
going.
Yeah,
You
you,
got-
and I
you
started
can't
the
just
whole
stop.
thing.
I
Yeah, you
started
got
that
to
like
keep
a
going.
week ago, and I just was like, okay, I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Because it just, the guy, like I said, he goes against everything.
We know.
He
But it's
represents
great
everything I
reference
hate.
material.
Yeah, it is.
It's excellent reference material, especially for the topic we have today. Because, without giving spoilers, you just gotta shake your head and just, you just hope as a man, like, it's okay to love somebody. Like, it's okay to love somebody and want to
He
do
loved
for them.
them more than he
That's
loved himself at the end of the day.
Too far.
Yeah.
Too far. So, with that being said, I guess, you got anything before we
And little
jump into the
current
topic?
events. No, that's pretty much it. I
The
think
news cycle's pretty much dominated by.
everything is the same. Iran, however you want to say it, Iran.
I find it funny that, like, somebody like you know, what is that show called? It's got like Whoopi Goldberg on it.
The View. that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, The View, where you got somebody like is her name Megan? John McCain's daughter. The late senator.
Yeah.
Who was I just remember him like years ago standing in front of the Senate talking about bomb Iran. I don't know why I thought of that. It's just funny. Like I see her trying to make a case for this whole Soleimani shit, and I don't know where this shit is going. I just hope it doesn't go to full out war, because I'm tired of seeing my fellow Americans getting their ass blown up.
Hopefully not, man. We'll see what
around the world.
We'll keep an eye on
somebody else's.
We'll see what happens.
Fuck ups. Anywho,
You got anything any current event you want to share before we go into today's topic? Nothing
going on in women world.
No.
You represent your sisters right now, you know?
It's all good over here. We're good. We're happy. We living, doing better. Health, body, mind, finances.
Y'all motherfuckers ain't never happy.
Man, see, there goes that. See, right there. You can't have positivity when you're surrounded with all that negativity.
Somebody got a man.
That's the current event. Now, thank you for reminding me. Now, when she was on the show, we did a show a while back called Are You Marriage Material? That was Key's first appearance on the show. In that show, by the time we got to the end, the last 5 minutes, I called it, and I want my credit because I said she's going to have a man within 6 months of this show. By the time this show airs, within 6 months, she's going to have a man. Somebody's going to wipe your ass up because you were honest, you were straightforward. You were open book. I was like, anybody who sees is gonna respect it and automatically try to wipe her up. How's the love life, Key?
It's going really well.
It's going
I'm
really
happy. Well? Yeah.
Anything you want to share? Met somebody? You look like you got a glow. Got a glow about you there.
I'm not gonna let you do me today.
Because he's been doing you every day, apparently.
Yes, quite faithfully. Thank you.
There you go. So I was right. I
got a lot of work ahead of you, buddy. Man, you haven't seen that last show.
So go watch that last episode.
Go watch that last show.
You got to put in
know
work.
what you in store for, buddy.
6 days a week, minimum 20 minutes, 3 times a day.
Go get you that Costco size Flintstone vitamins, buddy. Keep your yang up, buddy.
Some ginseng and some of that Frank Thomas testosterone.
It's time to go to work.
Oh my gosh.
It's time to go to work. That's how I go. So that's cool, man. That's cool. I kind of figured you wasn't gonna stay there too long. When you was on here the first time talking about you marriage material, I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I knew somebody was gonna show up.
Somebody's gonna wipe her up. Told you. And I called it and I was right. So
you were right for once.
Came in like a hawk.
We'll give you credit when
right.
credit is due.
I'm always right.
Hold on, wait.
Now, congratulations. I hope you're happy.
You.
Make sure you invite us to the wedding.
I surely will.
All right. That nigga gonna walk down the aisle with a cane. He was perfectly happy when he met you. But after he get done, you dropping bombs on him.
Right.
That motherfucker gonna walk down the aisle with a cane. But congratulations, man. We are happy.
Walk down the aisle looking like beef jerky. You're gonna be dried the fuck out.
Shriveled up.
He's younger,
looking like
so
mom
he'll
bra
be alright.
You can hang for a little bit
Yeah,
longer.
he's 33, so yeah, he's good.
Oh yeah, his shit ain't slowed down yet.
Yeah,
Still good.
he's still in his prime.
That's what's up.
He's gonna look 64 by the time he's 40. You're gonna have him looking like beef jerky and mom brother ever living.
Oh, whatever. I can't.
Remember that episode of Family Guy when Quagmire discovered internet porn? That's gonna be his whole body. Oh yeah.
Let's go into the topic.
That's what's up. We're going into the topic today. This topic is about it's about how not to be a simp, man. I know we touched on this before, but today we're gonna stay on this and focus on it, and we're gonna bang this one. No, we're not gonna bang this out. We are going to get to the bottom of this shit.
We're gonna drive the point home.
There
man.
we go. We're gonna drive the point home. Good job. What's up? So Key is gonna join us to tell us about all the shit that we say is wrong.
Yes.
Is that it? Is that what you're gonna do? Okay, cool. Because here at the Shake Up Guys, we're not all misogynists. Some of us straddle the fence. I was talking about myself.
I know you straddle. He's on the other side of the fence.
I'm the world's greatest misogynist.
And I, on the other hand, I got questions. That's just what it is. So we're gonna jump into this, man. I know Jay's got a laundry list of things over there.
2 pages actually.
Ooh.
2 full pages. Before we do that, can you play the video for the people so they get a concept of what I'm talking about? so I get a better understanding.
Sure.
And what brought this topic on?
Just a second.
You do that and I'll talk for a second. What brought today's topic about? Because we've had this show before where it was how to avoid being a simp. Today's show is more so how to identify if you are a simp and what you can do to get out of the simp zone. So this video kind of inspired this. It's supposed to be for women. They find, oh, that's a real man. That's a stand-up guy. To me, I was like, this is the biggest sucker on earth. But I want people to watch it. I want people to give their take on it, and then we'll go from there and go into a discussion. For you people on Facebook Live, come over to YouTube and look up these shake-up guys, or you can click the link because we are live right now, and I've already put the link in there. So you can come over here and watch the rest of the show, but for right now, I'm going to shut you down. That is these shake-up guys on YouTube. Thanks.
I'm going to go into this video right here. It's all queued up and ready to go.
You said you've been married to your wife 18 years and she never paid what?
I've been married to my wife for 18 years, going on 19 years. My wife has never paid a mortgage payment. She's never paid
I want to point out the fact that this guy's been drinking.
She's never paid a cable bill. She's never had to pay insurance for her cars. I pay for all that, but that's what a fucking man does for his family. I'm not on no pedestal behind it, but that's what a man does. A man takes care of his family. My wife shouldn't have to worry about a goddamn mortgage payment. She shouldn't have to worry about the lights being on, gas being on, food in the motherfucking refrigerator. She don't pay for food. She don't pay for none of that. That's my motherfucking job. Understand me? You don't have to pedestal to do that shit. That's what a man do, and a man don't brag about this shit. I'm not bragging at all, but that's what a fucking man does. A man got 8 children and 12 grandchildren.
Say it again. Okay.
And I've never been under one child support order in my life.
And you take care of all of you do.
And I do for all my kids, whenever they need me, all they gotta do is call their daddy, and I'm right there. So if you need a motherfucking nigga that can't treat you the way your father treats you, you don't need that motherfucker.
Hello,
Kill it right
fucking back. Full saying that.
Anywho,
Yeah, I want
so
this
there's
one.
that bullshit.
I want this. This is mine.
You go for it.
Thank you. First of all, the man says he's got 8 children, 12 grandchildren, never been under child support. All that means is that you've never worn a condom a day in your life, and you don't understand the concept of pulling out. That's first.
Very simple, actually.
I want to get that out the way first. You've never even tried to pull out a day in your life.
Your kids how to pull out. Either.
Jesus Christ. Just, that's all it is. Just one hip motion. One, that's all. Second, I want to preface this by saying that it is a man's job to provide provision and protection. That is your responsibility in the household. It is your duty to make sure that house is provided for. It is your duty to make sure that house is protected at all times.
Facts.
That is the role of a man. I've said that all my life. I agree with that wholeheartedly. With that being said, everything else was overboard. Because if she's never paid mortgage, light bill, gas, water, bought groceries, insurance, car note, what the fuck is her role in the house? What good is she to you in that position? Because if you're responsible solely for everything in that household, then what do you need her for? If her only job is what? To cook and suck? Is that her only role in the house? You're a pincushion and a chef? Is that all? If that's all I need you for, then why would you marry her?
Are all his kids with her?
Couldn't tell you. Don't know.
See,
Just watch
it's like
the video.
it's a lot of details that we really don't know, so we can't say maybe all the 8 kids are with her, so it'll be cheaper for her not to have to work and take care of these 8 kids. Childcare is expensive, so maybe it is cheaper for her to stay at home with these 8 kids and take care of them. Maybe she provides emotional support to him. Not everybody needs that financial backing or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. But maybe he needs emotional support. Maybe she, she's there for him, like maybe something happened, tragedies hit or whatever. Maybe she was there emotionally to help him keep him lifted, keep him going. So
I love how women always speculate when it's time to go into They never give a definitive answer. Well, she's here for this. It's always speculation. Well, maybe.
But we don't have all the
there's
details.
tragedy that struck. Maybe all 8 kids. Look at this asshole. What's the likelihood that all 8 kids are by her? Really, the likelihood is slim to none. Let's be forthcoming here.
Why? Why is that?
One is just uncommon that men in his generation and on down all of their kids are by the same.
He looks like he's in his late 40s.
No, he's way older than that.
Early 50s. So yeah,
I would say 50s.
I would say in his mid to late 50s.
Okay, so I think in that generation,
by the same woman,
he probably has around about 6 of them with her.
My problem with that video isn't what he said at the beginning as far as taking care of his family.
It's at the end.
What I'm saying is what doesn't get touched on and a lot of times and ignored is in the current economy. I grew up with 2 working parents. So my father, that doesn't make my father less of a man because my mother worked.
It takes 2 incomes these days.
These days it takes 2 incomes. Mm-hmm. You know, my father isn't less of a man because my mom had a job. My mom's been working her whole life.
In the 1950s,
and most women want to work. They like that. That's True. That part of being independent that, you know, we can provide and take care of ourselves.
Okay. And before I was cut off, I was saying rudely. I was saying that back in the 1950s in that Andy Griffith Mayberry shit, yeah, they could do that. You go get a job at the factory and you can provide for a family of 4. Mom stays home, bakes apple pie, takes care of the kids, sews, whatever, all that good stuff. Yeah, you could do that back then. In this era, the fact that the prices, everything has quadrupled since then, but yet the average annual income has only doubled. So when you've got 4 times the inflation, but only 2 times the cost of living, you're screwed here. So yeah, both people have to work. Back then, a brand new car you could get for $18,000. Now a brand new car costs you $80,000, and that's on the average car. So everything is different now. So yes, 2 people have to work. So what he's saying to me, in my opinion, was antiquated thinking. It's horseshit. Not only that, my other problem with it is, how the fuck you can have more if both of you build and work together and put all your money in this pot. It doesn't make you any less of a man. It doesn't make her more of a woman. It just means you're working towards the same common goal. Mm-hmm. If you both are like, okay, you go to work, I go to work, we put our money in this pot and we build from there.
Yeah, I think it really depends on how much the other person makes as far as what is it more to their advantage to have 2 incomes coming in the house, considering considering the cost of childcare. Mm-hmm. If you got 2 kids going to childcare, what is that? I don't know how much that costs, but I'm sure it's in the hundreds of dollars a week.
A newborn
right?
costs
like
about $125 a week.
Yeah.
$125
so about $500 a month.
About $500 a month. Mm-hmm. Depending on how much she makes, that might not be to their advantage. You might have to just have one person work, and y'all just have to tighten your belt because you might come out cheaper that way.
No, okay. Saying that, here's a counter to that. If you can't afford childcare, you don't need to be having fucking kids.
Well, I'm speaking to the fact that you got 2 parents. I'm not speaking to the fact that you just got 1 parent. If you got 1 parent, then you gotta pay for childcare.
I'm speaking from a 1 parent or a dual income home. I'm talking from a 2 parent income home. If you still can't afford childcare, or if it's more cost effective, you don't need to be having kids. The leading cause of poverty in America today is not income, it's not education, it's children. You look at any poor ass neighborhood, you'll see a bunch of badass kids running around. If you can't afford them, stop having them. Very simple. If you know you can't afford childcare,
that ain't gonna fucking happen.
It's very simple. Pull the fuck out.
No, I know that. I'm saying it's like people aren't gonna just stop. Apparently, they don't know how to fucking stop.
Okay, granted, but I'm just saying, if you can't afford that $125 a week for that childcare, you don't need to be having this kid. That's very simple. I don't understand why motherfuckers keep doing it. Anybody out there who got a problem with it, you can more than welcome to type in the comment section. If you see me on the street, ask me about it. But I'll say it to you then. If you had these kids and you couldn't afford them, that's on you. Fuck you. Fuck TK too. Angry black man. I'm not angry. We go through this every time she's in the chat room. Every time she's in the fucking chat room. I'm gonna block you. I'm seriously gonna block you. I'm not angry. I'm just not dumb. I'm not dumb enough to get caught up in the rat race. I'm sorry. If you can't afford childcare, don't have kids.
I mean, that's true. I mean, that part is true, but I mean,
Life happens.
I think it is. I think this room, in this room in particular, not so much in internet land, preaching to the choir. I don't think people are gonna just be like, oh, I don't think people even think about it enough. I don't even people think about who they with long enough to when they have kids, when they do this shit. So that's I don't know. At this point, I think that's kind of moot. But
so
anywho,
what's
the topic is about simpage.
So okay, in regards to that, then, so what's the difference of a man marrying a woman with 4 or 5 kids and he doesn't have any kids? I mean, you're still providing for these 4 or 5 kids, so what's the difference? I mean, what? I don't understand. I mean, you're still taking care of someone else's kids, so
okay, I can't speak to that because I wouldn't do that.
Wait a minute. What was the question?
But I'm saying, but he's talking about being a simp. But I was like, does that make you a simp though?
In my opinion, yes.
To take on the responsibility of someone else's kids, especially if you don't have any.
Yes.
That you said 4, yeah.
4 kids?
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Here's what my belief is simple. Men with kids should get with women with kids. And y'all build y'all little Brady Bunch bullshit from there. Build y'all blended families and make that shit work from there. Mm-hmm. I got a partner who's got 3 kids by 3 different women. None of them had kids before he got with them. The last one, he just had another baby with her, so now he's got 4. And I just think to myself, I'm like, I want to ask her, like, what the fuck were you thinking getting with a guy who already had 3? And now you're...
But no one's going into relationships thinking like, oh, this person has 3 or 4 kids. I can't like this person. They're not on my level because they have that.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm not saying that either. I just, from a personal standpoint, I mean, I understand how hard it is to just make your way through this world as a single person with no kids. I'm not finna compound my problems with your shit.
Okay.
Facts. Fucking facts.
I know that sounds hard. And cause especially the women who have children, but that's just how I feel. I mean, that's my personal preference. Just like your personal preference was to get with this goofy ass motherfucker who ain't here to take care of his shit. That's on you. You know, you got to get to know these people. You got to make sure they right before you go and mash your DNA together. But to answer the simp question, I think kind of, yeah, in a way, you know. That's just me though. That might not work for everybody because, you know, that's just how I grew up. I grew up with both of my parents. So it's like, to me, I don't know anything else. Yeah. So what else you got on the list, bro?
I'm going back. I'm going back to her comment for just a second.
Ooh. Did you just read that too?
Yeah.
Ooh. That's harsh, but I can answer it.
Tiffany,
I can answer it.
Swinging. See, this is why we have this conversation.
Tiffany's a pussy because she's been invited on this show 100 times, and I'm saying, hey, if you want to, you do all this talking in the chat room. You keyboard gangster. You got Twitter fingers.
But that's good. This is good dialect, though.
Dialogue.
Dialogue. Thank you. Thank you. Dialogue. Thank you.
No, it's not. It's candy ass shit. Because I invited her to be a guest on the show and come speak her mind, and she's too chicken shit to do it. But I'll answer your little Twitter finger ass question. Yes, to answer your question, yes, I was. And was I a simp? No, but I wasn't, I didn't know my value. So I wasn't red pill aware at the time. Not that I was a simp, I just wasn't red pill aware and I didn't know my value at the time. Had I been a little more knowledgeable, no, I don't think I would have gone down there.
My only question is, who the fuck is this person that knows this much about your life? That's my first question. Who is that?
Ask TK. I used to work with her at DCS.
Oh, okay.
She's a pain in the ass.
Don't be talking about my friend like that.
I see she's a pain in your ass.
She is not a pain in the ass. She just asked the question.
She was
just saying it was sounding like your situation.
She's been waiting to tiger uppercut you in the nuts with that question. She was chomping at the bit.
Yes.
Damn. I'm not about name calling. I just know what's not right for me because I've had plenty of homeboys who have been in that situation, and push come to shove, eventually those kids are like, You ain't my daddy. Okay, maybe I'm not your biological father, but I'm still the adult male in this house, and I still run shit around here. So if you want the benefits of my labor, you little grimy son of a bitch, then you can know your role and shut your mouth. That's how I talk to children, hence why I shouldn't be around other
Probably
people's kids.
is.
Yes,
Probably
you are not,
You are not the
mother
father.
approved. Shit.
I'm gonna talk to
No.
your kids like I would talk to my own. So, and I never got up. Shit.
Okay, let me ask you
I
this
still got
question.
head. I still have a head on my shoulder, so I never like really bucked up to my father like that because I knew
Facts.
better.
Facts. Let me ask you this: since you're a woman and you're here, and you seem to not like what I said, or you or your friend like what I said, let me ask you: if you have sons, right?
Yeah,
2 boys.
2 boys.
Okay, great. If one of your sons, let's say time goes on, they're about in their early 20s, 23, 24, one's going to medical school, one's going to law school, and one or both of them come home and they say, Mom, I met this girl. I like her a lot. She's really cool. She's got 4 kids. They don't have any. One's in medical school, one's in law school. Would you encourage them to date that girl? Or would you encourage them to find somebody else without kids and start their own legacy?
Encourage them or just kind of warn them, like
Whatever you want to say. Whichever stipulation works best for you.
I would just tell them give it time, think about it, because I mean,
You wouldn't try to steer them away from a girl with 4 kids?
no, because that's just only going to make them want to do it more. No, people always want what they can't have or think they can't have.
Okay, well, she got 4 kids by 4 different dudes.
That's something we would talk about for sure.
It changes then, eh?
No, we definitely would talk about it, but I want to make sure they're aware of what they're doing. I'm not going to stop them because they have to make their own decisions.
Why?
That's the only way they're going to learn. We could talk about it, we could discuss it, we can break it down. If they got questions, maybe even bring her in. We can all talk together, sit down. Like, what are your intentions with my son? What are you planning on doing with yourself? Let me meet your kids, because if they're disrespectful, it's just not going to work.
Oh, she's trying to get that bag. She saw a sucker and she licked. She saw your kids, your sons. She said,
Yeah,
these
but that's
motherfuckers
what I'm
got
saying,
potential. And he could take care of these little bastard offspring I made. And
that's
I'm
another
straight.
thing. That's why you want to bring her in, bring the children in. You want to get to know them, meet them, and all that stuff, and see where the fathers are. What are they doing? Maybe there is a co-parenting situation. You never know. Just because you're not with that other person that you had kids with doesn't mean that you guys don't co-parent well. Doesn't mean that you don't get along. Doesn't mean that person does not take care of their
4
child.
times, huh?
That's just being irresponsible, and that's something I'll have to talk to my son about. Do you think she's responsible? Is this something that you really want to do?
That's a
Right,
parent.
but these kids these days, they don't. Critical thinking skills are not, and common sense is not that common.
Dramatic examples.
So, I mean, we definitely talk about it, but I don't want to say you shouldn't do that, because they're just going to want to go out and fucking do that. So
I can fix that in one simple sentence. I would sit down and I would talk to your sons and I would tell them honestly and openly. That's what women do. Women, you pussify the shit. That's why there has to be a man in the household who will come and say, kids, no. Let me explain something to you. She got 4 kids by 4 different men. That means she let 4 different dudes squirt in her and get her pregnant.
I don't sugarcoat nothing.
Think about it, how many men squirted at her and didn't get her pregnant. That's a lot of residue in there. So you sure you want to keep that? You sure you want to put a ring on that? I'm just saying. And Tiffany King disagrees with you. She said she would encourage her kids to leave a girl alone.
Yeah, but this day and age, I mean, yeah, you can encourage them, you can talk to them about it, but kids are still going to do what they want to do. So I want to get all the facts. I want them to understand where I'm coming from, and I want to understand where they're coming from. So, I mean, I'm not going to say, don't do that. That's just going to make them do it. Shit, I was a kid. My mom told me not to do shit. I was doing shit all the
That's because
time.
you hard-headed.
Exactly.
My parents told me
and they're
not
a part
to
of
be-
me, so they're going to be fucking
I mean,
hard-headed.
I would always focus on not being hard-headed about shit that was going to be long-term. Like, okay, do your homework. But don't get this girl pregnant. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
But
you gotta
that kids
focus.
do not have common sense. He said common sense is not that fucking
it's not
common.
that they don't have common sense. They got more sense than people give them credit for. The problem is that television and radio has raised
That's true.
these
Social
children.
media. Mhm.
That's the issue. It's because there's less and less homes with that iron fist daddy, and not necessarily overbearing, but just somebody to keep it real with them. You know what I'm saying? My pops kept it real with us. Don't do that shit.
And more than likely, I
You
probably
gonna pay for
wouldn't
that
have
shit
that talk with him. Their
forever.
dad would. So
You know, that's why if it were me in that situation, if I had a kid and he brought that to me, I'm just gonna take him around other people who did it. Like, look, talk to him, talk to them, let him know. I got a homeboy right now who's a perfect example of why you shouldn't. You go hang out with him for a day, and you gonna see how hard life is. When you do shit the wrong way. But, you know, whatever, people don't want to see it as it being the wrong way, and then want to paint people like us as the bad guys because we call it out.
right.
But that's not how life is supposed to go. I get it. Not everything works out relationship wise, and that I understand. If you're in a bad spot, then you got to get the fuck out of there. But to keep repeating that cycle over and over again,
That's insanity.
that's exactly what it is. What's next on your list, Jay?
Again, I started off this statement by saying that a man's job is to provide provision and protection. I still hold true to that. I agree with that 100%. That is absolutely true. However, what's never discussed is that it's the woman's role to ensure that that provision and protection is appreciated and reciprocated. That is your responsibility, not you. I'm speaking to women in general. That is a woman's role in the household. Make sure that man knows that everything he does for this household is appreciated. Everything that he does is well received and will be reciprocated in one way, shape, or form. It doesn't have to be monetarily. It can just be make sure that that man's his lunch is packed, his clothes are clean, his uniform or his suit is laid out for him the next day, whatever the case may be. If he's taking care of you, especially the way this sucker dude was talking, make sure that was sucker shit. I'm sorry, I can't get off.
He
that.
come from a different time, man.
He comes from a different era, totally, and I understand that. That's why I'm not really saying too much, because he comes from a totally different era. The best example I can give of this is our co-host Rock. Don't agree with me. The best example I can give of this is our co-host Rock. Rock is very forthcoming. He tells you, I don't cook, I don't clean, he's like, I don't cut grass, he's like, I don't do anything. He's like, I protect, I provide, I make sure the house is cared for, I make sure nothing goes on or comes in or goes out of that house that ain't supposed to be there. And in return, his wife appreciates and she reciprocates. And I wish he was here to touch on that a little bit more. Now, with that being said, I've compiled a list that I like to call we here at the Shake Up guys have just disclosed that the 10 Simp Commandments.
I had a question though.
Shoot.
But so maybe if the woman is working as well, both of you guys are working.
Duties.
Oh, okay.
You share household duties. Because then you're both equal partners at that point.
What? We got him to say share equal? Shit. Okay.
I'm
not a scumbag, motherfucker. I'm just a misogynist. I don't like horse shit. I'm not psycho. I ain't the motherfucker from you where I'm gonna start killing people. I don't believe in horse
The
shit.
motherfucker from you will work a full-time job.
And still come home and do everything.
Yep.
That's sucker shit. That's
psycho shit.
You watch
He's a
this
psycho.
whore friend zone you, fuck somebody else, and then you help her pick out another bed because she was fucking in the bed while you watched. You are a
Why
cuck.
the fuck was you watching? Good question.
Great question, man. So, anyway, I call this Thou Shalt Not Simp. And it will be read in ye old English. Yep. And I'm going to run down a few. You feel free to jump in after I've read each one. And I'll add a caveat, or we can argue about it, whichever
And on
one
this
you
day,
feel.
Okay, let's go.
JL came down from the mountaintop holding a
shit.
stone tablet. And on this
shit.
stone tablet was written the commandments given to him by the Lord.
Hot man.
I'm gonna
Let's
go.
not encourage this
I'm actually
behavior.
gonna go do that now. I'm gonna go buy some stone tablets.
Oh my God.
I got money, free time, and I do stupid shit. I can't do that, and I'm gonna put this shit on stone tablets now that he said that. But the first one, again, spoken in ye old English: "Thou shalt not pay that bitch's bills." I meant to put harlot, but I couldn't think of the word at the time of writing this, so I put "Thou shalt not pay that bitch's bills." Thank you. You gotta keep that going. Well, there is a caveat: without monetary reciprocation, which means either she's doing for you, just like you're doing for her. But if it's one-sided, you better not be paying that bitch's bills. That's number one. And that's gonna stay number one. And I don't think anybody can talk me out of that one. I'm gonna take your phone seriously in a second. I'm gonna take your phone. Now, number 2 on Thou Shalt Not Simp. Thou shalt not watch that bitch's kids when she goes out. I.e., take the motherfuckers to their daddy.
I agree with that one. I don't think you should let a man watch your kids that's not their father just because so many things go on these days.
That
especially if it's like for
if they're younger,
night out type shit.
Yeah, especially if they're younger, they don't
been with somebody,
talk or
I think if
anything.
you've been with somebody for a while and y'all living together and she got to go to work or something, then that's cool. Like, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But you're not finna leave me at home with the kids while you go party with your homegirls. You got me all the way fucked up with that one. No.
I'm straightforward, and I talk about, like I said, this is pre-red pill knowledge. The girl I dated right after college, she had a set of twins. They were cool as shit. She and I had been dating for about a year. The twins, me and the kids got along great. They were only like 9 months old. They were fun. I could, push them, or they come back, they crawl, taught them how to walk, all that good stuff. I don't know a lot about. I'm not good with kids, but she had to go in for an emergency training one weekend. She literally had nobody to watch these kids. She literally called everybody she could think of to be a caregiver for these kids for 4 hours. And I was like, fuck. Finally, after she exhausted all her possibilities, I was like, look, I'm here. I'll just watch them. It's only 4 hours. I can handle this for 4 hours. It was fine. No emergencies, nothing happened. They didn't die, so everything was fine. But that's one of the instances where I was like, okay, it's okay. That's not sucker shit. That was actually...
That was
fine.
Yeah.
That was a legit emergency situation. Now I'm helping her out. But if this hoe wants to go out and party with her friends...
But is she going out all the time, or is it just like a once an occasion? It's her friend's birthday.
Care.
Don't give a fuck. Now, those are not your kids. Take
But
them
you
to
guys
their
are
daddy.
together?
Take them to their daddy.
Are you guys together?
Take them to their daddy.
You guys live together?
Did you make them?
But this is the woman you chose.
Did you nut in her?
But you wanted to be with this woman, so this is your responsibility
I
too
can
now.
do this all day. Did you nut in her?
Yeah, you probably did. You just didn't get her pregnant.
Then they're not your kids. Then they're not your kids.
Then your DNA is lost in the ether.
So why are you with someone with kids if that's how you feel?
Here's
though?
what she needs to do.
Well, I'm trying to avoid it. But, I mean,
Facts.
you probably can't in this day and age, so I'm just keeping it
You
open
can, just
mind.
not in this city. Schedule your girls' night out when they go to their dads for the weekend. That's how you schedule your girls' night out. Don't schedule it on the weekend when you got the kids.
But you live in a house with this woman and her kids. Okay.
Take them to their dad. That's what he's for.
Tiffany thinks we're angry. I'm not angry.
How am I angry? We're saying everything with a laugh.
But my mama told me if you didn't do the crime, don't do the time.
Well, you're doing the time because you're living with this woman. You know her situation. You know she has kids. This is what you wanted to do. So, I mean, you shouldn't have picked that woman.
I haven't yet.
I'm just saying, like...
I haven't.
This is for men to escape.
I got you.
Thank you. The simp zone.
Okay.
Or to avoid the simp zone or whatever the case may be. Stick with the conversation. Stop making faces.
All right, number 3.
Number 3. Thou shalt not tolerate her bad attitude. You don't need that shit. If she just got an attitude to have an attitude, but she ain't willing to communicate about it,
that's on
your
her
attitude. Yeah. Leave.
That doesn't even
We're too old not to communicate.
That doesn't even need any explanation.
Take your ass home. Come back when she's in a better mood.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you. Number 4. And this for me, this one I'm gonna have to explain. But thou shalt always remember, it's your home, and you are the king of this castle. I say this because a man should never move in with a woman. Either you should have a place for her to move into, or y'all go get a place together. But don't ever move into a home with a woman. Because technically the kids are looking at you like, we just got to share our space with you. This was our space. Where the fuck did you come from? She's even looking at you a little bit like, nigga, you had to move in with me.
I have to admit, I might have to bite the bullet on that one.
Go.
And the reason why is now I'm not in the sense where I need a place to live, but let's say, for the sake of argument, this is a scenario.
I'll be homeless before I live with a bitch.
No, just hear me out. Check it out. Let's say
Homeless?
I gotta split my time between here and another city. Wouldn't it be better that I, move in with already a nice established lady as opposed to renting a whole nother apartment when I got to pay for this motherfucker right here?
We're both in agreement on this. Absolutely not. There's nothing like one, your own space.
Your
and
own
two,
space, or you guys get it together because
you
it's
both
yours.
get
Because you're going, when she
shared-
get mad, she be like, "This is my house. You get the fuck out."
That's the first thing that's coming. Whether it's big or small, that's her trump card, and that's what she's going to.
Well, I mean, and from that perspective, if somebody told me that, I would never come back anyway.
That's fine, but if you have your own, you don't even have to play that card. Bitch, get out. Comes out so much.
Yeah, but
easier.
even if you guys get a place together,
Yeah, I said it.
let's say you rent a place, you guys are both on the lease. Even if she says,
okay, well that's
even
not
if she-
coming in.
Well, what I'm saying is, if that's the case, then even if you guys are both on the lease, she can still put you out and call the police.
No, she can't. Not legally.
Yeah, actually she can. If her name's on.
Depends on where you live.
If you have
Like I
mail
said, I'm
coming there,
splitting my
okay.
time between my house. This is my house. This is sovereign. You know what I'm saying? It's my shit, and I'm like in another city.
Okay,
You
I
know
got
what
you.
I mean? I'm not.
You don't have any mail or anything
I
coming
don't
there.
have
You
no.
just
This
gotcha.
is my spot. You know, this is where I lay my head when I'm in between work. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, I don't know. That one, I feel what you guys are saying though. I understand 100%. But what else? What's next? What's next?
I was hoping you guys keep talking just a little bit longer so I can finish that text.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm gonna take your
No,
phone.
Number, shut up. Shut your filthy mouth your mouth.
You on Tinder?
No. Actually, no, I'm not.
Thou-
That's coming. I'm about to get that shit a try.
Thou shalt not have a Tinder account
Yeah, straight up.
What?
while you dealing with a dude. If
Oh,
you got a
God,
man
that is-
and you got a Tinder account,
That's absurd. If you don't
you're
delete
probably
your Tinder
getting
account,
cucked.
yeah,
I don't even know where that
That's
lands on the
disrespectful.
list.
she's a vanilla pudding
I'm
cup.
sure that's on there
Still, if she's got a Tinder account, yeah, I said it. Tiffany agreed twice.
I
don't
know.
know what she's agreeing with, but she agreed twice.
Her agreeing with you, periods. That's
It don't matter.
I agreeing with you guys what you said. Anyway,
Number 5, and this is old school, a little antiquated, but I like it. Thou shalt. You're not doing the.
I haven't heard it yet. I have to hear it first.
Okay. Thou shalt always be fed first. The man of the house.
Are you the sole provider of the house?
Nope. Don't have to be.
I
But
don't know. I think that's. I don't know.
Let me explain.
If you just
before.
over there smashing and dashing,
Oh,
that's a
no.
little different.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on.
If you are the primary provider of this household,
Yes, yeah, okay, that's
Okay.
what she
you
was
get
saying.
fed first.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Is that what she was saying?
Yeah, that's what she was
I'm
saying.
sorry. It's not your fault. It's just that I don't listen to women, so I have a hard. I didn't really listen. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm working on me.
Please do. 2020.
The reason I say thou shalt always be fed first is because it sends a direct message. Whether the kids are yours or not, that man is supposed to be fed first because it sends a message to the children that
Respect.
this is the man, this the head of the household, respect this man, give him the respect he deserves. When you don't, when you feed, I've heard so many women, I gotta make sure my kids eat first. Man, fuck them kids. The reason I say is because those kids then they look at the man like I'm more important than you.
The human
No,
body can
bitch.
go days without food.
Right. And if I lock your little ass in a closet,
These
you
little
can't do nothing
motherfuckers
about
can
it.
go 15 minutes.
Now, they can wait 15 facts, big facts. They can wait 15 fucking minutes to eat. Make sure daddy or whatever the hell he is, whatever his title is, uncle, whatever the fuck, however y'all women do it. Make sure he is fed first to send a clear and decisive message to those children.
You ain't shit.
I like
I'm the
it.
king of the castle over
I'm
here.
the king of this castle. If he don't eat, y'all don't eat.
You can be replaced easily.
We can make another one of you. Yeah.
You're like those people that jump in the back of my truck to go to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pay you $75 for the day and send you on your way.
Lord.
Pick up some and pick up some other motherfuckers tomorrow that I do not recognize.
Another Jorge, another Jose.
But I agree with you on that one.
Good.
Yeah.
This is not fun when you don't argue about the shit. I'm just like,
kind of hard to argue
when I'm right.
What's real?
I just want to point that out. I'm always right.
Not usually.
Number 6. Thou shalt always be a true provider and set an example in the household as well as a leader.
Agreed.
It's very simple. That one's cut and dry.
That's cut and dry.
You can't ask to be treated like the head of household if you're not acting and conducting yourself as the head of household. You can't talk about, I'm the king of this castle, but you don't work and you just sit on the couch and play PlayStation.
That's so
Fuck
sweet.
you. Yep. You can't do that. If you haven't earned it, you don't have a right to ask for it. You just another kid at that point. You're another mouth to feed. You quit your job because they was getting on my nerves. If you don't have another job within 6 days, you go to the bottom of the list. That means then the kids eat first then. And everything I said is null and void until you get back in your grind, get another job and all that other shit. I'm about to take her phone. All that other shit is null and void at that point. You are the head of this household. Act like it. If you can't maintain that responsibility, then either you don't need to be here or you don't earn your spot.
Yes, you eat last. Shit.
You eat last at that point.
That was number 6.
That was number 6.
Yeah, TK.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that.
Fuck TK.
Wow.
So,
anywho, what's number 7? You got 7?
No, I told you I stopped at 6.
Okay, you stopped at 6.
I left
so I got
it
number
for
7.
You and Rock.
I got number 7.
Rock out.
Number 7. Thou shalt not be the one getting manhandled in your domicile by your woman.
What? Hold
Explain.
on. What?
Are you talking about domestic violence?
What?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
no.
like, what?
I'm talking about
Manhandle
dudes.
on what?
I'm talking about dudes who live with women, but the women be beating their ass.
Oh, you talking about like if you're a skinny dude, you fucking with a fat bitch?
I don't care if
or
you're
what?
skinny,
Why
big,
you gotta
whatever
be-
the fuck. It don't matter your size. If you can't man up, like if your woman is bold enough to put her hands on you,
Oh, that's
and
She
you
bold
don't-
enough to get an ass
and
whooping?
you don't backslap this motherfucker. I have listen. I have
Honestly, y'all shouldn't even
never.
be together anyway.
I
It's toxic.
have never in my entire life put my hands on a
Right.
woman. And you want to know why that is?
You did rock bottom that one girl in college, though.
Well, she started it.
All right.
I've never
Literally
put my
rock
hand,
bottomed her. I mean, he just.
I've never put my hands on a woman like that. Like I've never just like, you know what I'm saying, my oatmeal's cold. Pow. You know what I'm saying? I've never done it. I would never do that. But I ain't never met a woman who was crazy enough to swing on me.
Right.
So don't be that dude. Stand up for yourself. Get some
I think
balls.
she's talking about the guy in the description.
What?
She's talking. I'm pretty sure she's talking about the guy in the description because if she's not, I'm about to drive to her
right
house.
not
Knock
drive
on
to
the
her
door-
house.
Knock on her door and be like, "So who is you talking about?" But anyway, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Number 7, you shall not engage.
Be a man and stand on it.
And that shit.
That should be the
Yeah,
commandment number
that's
7.
toxic. You guys shouldn't even be together.
Be a man
absolutely
and stand
should
on
not
it.
be together.
Don't be a bogus man and hit your woman either.
No.
Now, if you doing that, that's some bitch shit.
Oh yeah, that's horse shit.
That's some bitch shit.
But if you can't rock bottom her and then put her in a figure 4 leg lock and just hold her there until she calm down.
Within context, what he's talking about is I used to date a girl who was kind of tomboy. She liked to wrestle. So it's not like we fought.
Y'all was just play fighting.
Yeah, we was play fighting.
Yeah, I get it.
So
She's an aggressive country heifer.
Maybe that's the way he likes them. Don't judge him.
whatever.
There was no judgment in there. I'm talking about there was judgment of her, but there was no judgment of his taste. She was just an aggressive country broad.
And that was what, number 7?
That was number 7.
Yeah, I like that.
So I agree. But going back to what she said on number 7, if it gets to a point, because I don't condone domestic violence at all. Mm-hmm. If it gets to a point where y'all slapping and choking each other, get the fuck away from each other, because it's only going to escalate and it's only going to get worse. To eventually one of y'all end up killing each other, or one's going to a penitentiary, one's going to the cemetery.
No, Tiffany, she wasn't white.
Why would you ask that?
I don't know.
And why is that
relevant? Question, but whatever. The point is, number 8. Number 8, as for me, has got to be this: if you are with your woman, y'all live together or whatever, how y'all said it, that is y'all relationship. Her friends and her mama ain't got no fucking say at all in that shit. For me, that's number 8. Unless you pay bills in this bitch,
You don't have a
you
say in
ain't
this
got
bitch.
shit to say in here.
That goes for kids, mom, cousin, sister.
Now, if the mom wants to, pay for this house, then you can move the fuck on out and let them live together. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can be a couple. I don't give a shit.
Right. Facts.
But you're not finna dictate to me how I'm gonna conduct my relationship. That's number 8.
3 adults can't live under the same roof. I said that time and time again. I said
They
that
can.
We know you're about
if
the poly
if they
life.
got respect, they need to respect it.
That's a whole different topic right there.
Don't you do all this with me.
I agree with that. Now, in that sense, yeah, we can make this work and build this empire. But I'm talking about outsiders. 3 adults who ain't fucking in. Does that make you feel better? Is that
Thank
clarified?
you. You had to clarify because
You said that
you'd
poly
be
life.
like,
Really?
I'm just making sure we're on the
Do
same.
you date girls?
No.
Okay. Well, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, he talking about people living 3 adults living together.
I'm
So
so
I just
bored.
have to make
That's
sure
not-
we're not talking about sexual.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's number 9. There's only one dick in this fantasy.
Salud.
Just so everybody knows, I mean, I'm not here to tell people how to live, but if y'all want to be polyamorous, that's y'all business. That's not my style. But if you're presenting the idea of polyamory to me, you better be talking about another woman, or this fucking relationship is over. That's number 9. What's number 10? We don't even need to fucking expound on that shit.
Not at all. Actually, no.
What is understood does not need
I
to be
mean,
explained.
don't even.
I get it.
That's just a warning.
that's
Don't
like
even bring
just
it
a-
unless you talking about somebody else who's gonna work a job.
Y'all not
and
gonna go play
cooking-
swords in the
and
middle of the
cooking-
night?
Man, don't even
Get out. Show's over.
turn your motherfucking mic
Fuck
off.
off. Yeah,
man.
cut that bullshit off.
Fuck out of here with that
Jesus
shit.
Christ. Oh, everybody enjoyed Key. She won't be back.
Asking ridiculous questions and shit. That was number 9. So we need a 10.
Key, you got anything for number 10?
No, I'm gonna let you guys
You
go
said
You
ahead.
gotta have some kind of.
You gotta
you
come
know,
with something.
you're the only one here that's in a loving relationship right
Yeah,
now.
I
happy and
know, I am.
She lit up when you talk about their relationship too. She's like,
You over there getting
Work
held down and
fucking-
He-Man fucked at the crib.
Don't judge me.
That wasn't a judgment. That was actually an applause without me using my hands.
straight pile driver action every day. So, do you have anything in your household? I'm assuming, I don't know if you guys live together or
No.
don't live together, separate house, separate residences. Okay, but you still interact, you engage, or is it just come over after the kids sleep
No.
and
We're
pile
all
drive?
interacting.
No?
No.
Oh, okay. So he's met the kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have kids?
No.
No kids?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So there's that interaction. So I'm assuming that you guys have some kind of role. Do you cook and are you cooking? Do you feed him first before the kids or?
Yeah, usually.
Good. Smart girl. Good girl.
Yeah. And he does the dishes. I cook, he does the dishes.
What's this nigga name? We're gonna call him. I'm about to
First of
call.
all, he's not a nigga.
Did
Oh,
you
it's a
just?
white dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he's white. I didn't know that. With all that ass you got? Oh, I said that.
White dudes like
I said
ass
that
too.
out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
There's
sorry.
white guys out there that
My
love
bad.
all that cake. Talking about. I don't know where people get that shit from. Shit, not all white dudes are just like titties and that's it.
All right, man. What you got?
That ass is too fat. I can't.
Most white dudes
What am I
are
gonna
like
do?
that. They don't like a lot of chunk,
Shit,
man.
not
They
all
don't
white
like that
dudes.
chunky
A lot
ass,
of white
man.
dudes out there, man, they like that. Fuck yeah.
Don't.
Cake, nigga.
Yeah, that's
Shit.
my country baby. Yeah.
Oh,
He's from the South? Oh, he definitely like that cake. That motherfucker was waiting to get him a chocolate sister. He been dreaming about this shit. He can't wait. Is there any part of his body he hasn't tasted? That's the question. Anywho.
Number 10. don't know where the fuck
You're talking about Keith's relationship.
Yeah, be careful, man. White dudes be in the other shit. Motherfucker gonna be like, I want to do a slavery role play or something.
No, he's very respectful.
I'm
I said no.
He's probably a nice guy. I'm just fucking
Yeah,
tell him.
Wear this red do-rag, hold this maple syrup. Put on this dress with this apron on it.
Oh no!
Maple syrup, nigga. The dude.
You thinking of it? Oh no!
Let me suck on your titty. I'm gonna call you
Not
mammy.
Mrs. Butterworth. Lord. Oh, he said, "Love those cakes."
You remind me of
Oh
my
my
mammy.
gosh.
She
Who
raised
said
me.
let them cakes?
Nah, I'm
Who said
cooking.
let them cakes?
My dude, he's watching.
Oh, he's in the. Oh, it hasn't come up on the thing yet.
Nah, he's texting her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
He let them cakes. That's what's up. What's his name, man?
Right,
Give him a
look at that
shout out
shit.
one time for me.
Nah, hell no. Don't do that.
Give the man a shout out, man.
No, I mean, you shout out to that's your man. I wouldn't be telling motherfuckers what his name is and nothing like the internet is mean as fuck.
It ain't the internet. It's women. Women will fuck your
The
shit up.
internet, man. I'm telling you.
Women don't even tell their
Because of
friends
these
they date
bitch-ass
a
dudes on
guy
the internet,
until they
too.
get serious because they don't want their friends to try to fuck them.
There are some. Look, I'm telling you right now. There are some black dudes.
Tell me I'm lying.
There are some black dudes out there that will see all that ass and will troll the fuck out of you because you dating a white dude. Facts. Tell me I'm lying.
I blame women. But
Anyway.
what do you got for number 10, man? Then we can close out the show, man.
All right. Well, for number 10, man, since I don't write my shit down, so number 10, man, thou shalt always keep the shit 100 at all times, because all that go back and forth lying bullshit, man.
Right.
That's not. I mean, that's some sucker shit if you gotta lie about who you are anyway. So,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, I'm sure there are more, and there will be addendums to the commandments, especially when the Lord Almighty speaks to me.
When
You
he
know.
strikes down on me again with
Yeah.
more inspiration, I'll come back along.
We will amend the 10 Simp Commandments, but for now, that's good enough. Anything else we want to add to this
I agree
before
with
we
that.
bounce out?
I agree with number 10 wholeheartedly. Always be 100. Always be yourself.
Yes.
Always be straightforward and honest. You too, especially at this age,
You're
in
too
this
damn
age
old.
group, you're too fucking old to be lying about who you are, what you have, or what you're doing.
Or what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're too old to be a fucking mixtape rapper. So
Yes.
she went, yeah. That was YESSSSSS apostrophe S.
That
Motherfucker.
dream has sailed.
Yes, please let it go. So at this age, you know who you are. You know what you want. You know where you're going. You know what you're doing. So get off your shit. Just be that. I agree with number 10. I can't do that. Thank you, bro. 100%. Key, I want to thank you again for being a great guest. You were not as much fun as you were the first time or the
I know,
second
because we
time.
didn't have anything to argue about. You were actually like on
And-
point
'Cause
today.
I'm
And
on
you weren't
point
drinking.
every time. I'm honest
for
and
not
forthcoming
thanks
every
for not
time.
drinking.
Every time is right.
Right? What?
Every time I'm right. I'm right every single time. I've
Mm-hmm.
never said anything on this show that isn't 100% fact.
Opinion?
Slightly.
Okay.
Factual opinion.
Factual opinion. No, I'm fucking with you. No, but honestly, you are a great guest.
Thank you.
Thanks, Key.
I'm happy to see you happy.
Yes,
That is
thank you.
good. I'm happy for you. And tell your friend that we're happy
Yeah,
for
tell
him.
your
Please
man.
don't kill me because these just jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell your friend,
White
have
dudes.
fun, man. You know, put your face in it and don't bring it up until you look
Motorboat
like a
that
glazed donut.
Oh my God.
Motorboat that shit.
You
yo.
look like one of them old school Krispy Kreme donuts.
Facts.
I can't. I
Yeah, we-
cannot.
Blow bubbles in.
We are fucked up.
A little bit.
And after the last show we did, I just decided, hey, why
even try anymore?
Why try and censor this shit? Who cares? Fuck it. It's
Yeah,
the
fuck
internet. And if you don't like it, turn it off.
Would you
being
like to
said-
do the last read from our sponsor before we go
Oh
on?
yeah. Well, again, before we leave, shout out to Hippie Unicorn, who is going to in the future be the lead in essential oil and CBD infused products. That's Hippie Unicorn. Contact Miss Crystal at hippieunicorn81@gmail.com and hook yourself up or hook your lady up, man, with a nice gift basket. She'll make one custom. She'll customize it for whatever you want, and you know, just so everybody knows, CBD doesn't have the psychoactive effects of marijuana. It's just it's health and wellness and relaxing, and it's good for the body and brings the body back to homeostasis is good for you. So, you know, check that out. Check her out. She's doing big things, you know what I'm saying? Again, hippie unicorn. With that being said, we are going to bounce up out of here. Again, I want to say thank you to Key, and
Thank
as
you.
always, my main man over there. We are the Shake Up guys, and we are checking out. Check us out again. We'll probably be back live next week. Share with your friends, like and subscribe, especially to the simp ass bitch ass dude that you know that might need to hear this shit. I don't know you, and I'm not judging you. If you like being a simp, then do that. If not, then you know, whatever, change your life. That being said, thank you for joining us, and until the next time, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Again, be the Shake Up guys. Peace.